Welcome back to the channel. It is driveway day here at Generation Acres Farm. We've got about a 300-foot easement leading into our property. We did a video where we added a little bit of crushed concrete to that, 1 truckload or about 18 tons. Today we're doing another 1,000 feet of driveway. This is unestablished, pretty flat, pretty hard ground, but still is not an easement, has not been a road at some point. So step one is we walk the property. We bought a pack of these little flags. And then what we did was we taped 2 pieces of wooden trim that we have an excess of in our barn, 12 feet apart. Somebody walked down the middle, 2 people on the side spraying a little bit of spray paint, kind of marking where we want the driveway to go. Keeping in mind construction vehicles are going to be coming in. If we're being honest, I'm gonna have a horse trailer coming in and out here one day, so try to make really gradual swooping turns so that way nothing's gonna be too harsh for something really long or carrying a long trailer. Once we had it marked out, it was time to find some help to get it done. Next thing we did is we took our tractor and we tried to scrape off the top couple inches of grass and roots. We have a 35 horsepower tractor with just a straight blade on the back and of course a bucket on the front. After fighting it for a little bit, we determined that is not the tool for the job. We might have been able to do it sort of kinda, but really an excavator is the way to go. So we decided with 1,000 feet, us fighting it with our tractor, let's go ahead and just get it done right and hire somebody to go ahead and clear it. So we got quite a few quotes and they were a little bit all over the map. For the most part, it was $10 to $15 a foot. So doing 1,000 feet, that's pretty easy math, got a little bit of expensive. All right, so we are a couple hours into the driveway project here. First bit of the project, pretty straightforward, nice level ground that didn't require much except for just getting that top couple inches of grass and roots up. 2 curveballs so far. So the company that was supposed to be delivering the stone just called and said they are out of the crushed concrete material that I was gonna use. Well, we already dug all this up and I don't want to leave it sitting for rain and to get mushy and everything. I'd rather go ahead and just have these things happen back to back. So they said they do have another product that has a little bit of brick mixed in, so it's going to have a little bit of an orange tint, but if I want it tomorrow, that's what I get. And so we're rolling with it. More than likely, after construction is done, we're going to come back with maybe some 57 stone or something, which is like a 3/4 inch driveway stone, and put a top coat on it anyways to make it a little bit more pretty. But there's no point in doing that right before construction because the trucks are going to just tear it up. The construction vehicles, concrete framing, everything like that's coming in here. So we're just getting a good foundation and that's all going to get covered up once the house is built anyway. Curveball number 2 is we're getting ready to show you a stump that was in our path. Looks pretty small on the surface. It had been cut down at some point. It was not small. Kudos to the guy doing the work. He ripped that stump out that looked impossible to rip out. We'll show you a little footage of that. so now that that top layer of soil has been cleared out, the guy who's helping us with this went and actually got another machine, because he just lives up the road, with a box blade on it. So it's a skid steer with a box blade, and what he's doing now is just kind of smoothing out the surface, making sure it is as even and smooth as possible. I don't know how smooth you typically need to get a driveway, but he's something of a perfectionist, I think. So he's going to run it over with the box blade a couple times, make sure everything's nice and level, graded properly, and this is when you're glad to have a pro, somebody who has the right tools for the right job and knows what they're doing. My concern doing this myself was, is it going to drain properly? Am I going to grade it properly? With somebody who knows what they're doing, gives you a little bit more peace of mind. So on to the next step. Okay, so we've made it to the end of day one. All the first bit of scraping is done, at least. The first bit of the driveway that you saw was just flat, level ground, pretty simple. Just take the grass out, no problem. The guy that was doing the job was scraping it at about 250 feet an hour, I measured. He came back with a box blade and cleaned it up. Now this next section, we had forestry mulched, if you saw the video not too long ago. So this was not flat, level, semi kind of prepped ground, if you will. This was pretty raw. So this one was a little slower going. He's got it pretty close, but he's going to come back in tomorrow and start working at some of these stumps and such with a smaller bucket with teeth on it, because there are some stumps in here that are pretty solid. The rest of the driveway is very, very smooth, very solid. This area is still very choppy and has some stumps to deal with. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Try to work on the stumps, get this smoothed out, hopefully quicker than the gravel comes, because we've got gravels coming first thing tomorrow morning, showing up at maybe 7:30 or so. So we'll start rolling out the paper before that, try to get a little ahead of them out here, and have them tailgate spread, drop spread the material so it's pretty close, and then just kind of smooth it out from there. All right, wish us luck. Okay, so it's day 2 of our driveway installed. Just about the whole thing is scraped out. The last bit still needs to be cleaned up like I showed you. But today we're starting out by laying out this fabric here. It is a woven fabric, very similar to silt fencing. Of course, we're going around a little bit of a curve here. So the way that we're handling that is every so often, take this, unroll it just a little bit this direction, put a little pleat in it, and now go around here and simply take it out. You've got a nice pleat to help you make it around that turn more or less. Got an abundance of bricks on the land, so we're just laying those down to hold it in place until we get literally tons of stone to hold it down. All right, so we're at the end of day 2 of our driveway install. We made it, I think, about 800 feet, and that's all the material I ordered, so that's all we're gonna get. I ordered 10 truckloads, 10 dump truckloads of crushed concrete. I think they were putting about, I'm gonna say 15 tons or so per truckload. Got us about 800 feet. We still got a couple hundred more feet to go. In some areas I want just a little thicker, but the guy that was helping me spread the material said the paper we put down, they say, is about as good as 6 to 12 inches even of material. So definitely glad we got that. I think it'll really help stabilize it, keep the stone from disappearing into the earth, and keep this driveway nice and solid for a long time. And so really happy with the progress. A little bit more still to do, but that's the nature of this. So thanks so much for watching. See you on the next one.